Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to our last thrilling pre-recorded adventure in handwriting for this year. From next week, you guys will be doing some revision on some sheets. So let's make this last one of our best. Before we begin, let's start with our rhyme. 1, 2, 3, 4 are my feet flat on the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8 is my back up nice and straight. 9, 10, 11, 12, this is how my pencil is held. 13, 14, 15, 16. Now we're ready to start our writing. Okay, so young people, we always start with the same thing, and that is the long date. Please watch me. I'm going to write Tuesday. You're going to watch. Oh dear, I have something stuck in my nail. Okay, now it's gone. Starting with Tuesday. Top dotted line, watching me, and I'm going down to that bottom solid line, taking it off, and then crossing from the left to the right. You're still watching me. We're doing a U, rounded bottom, okay? Make sure you round that bottom. Some people are still giving it points. And then E from the middle, up and loop, and then curve that bottom. S below the top solid line comes up, curves, goes around, curves, comes up. Okay, so as you can see, the end of that S, this part, finishes a little higher than the bottom solid line. It doesn't finish on the bottom solid line. And then D is like an A, but you keep going up and then down, and then A. Have a look at the shape of those two guys. They're not circles. Okay, they're actually it kind of reminds me of when we write the O. Similar. Okay, and then Y is like a U, and then we go down below the line and we curve that bottom. Make sure that bottom is curved. Your turn. Okay, making sure that we leave a space. So I'm going to use my finger. Today is the 24th. So I'm going to write my 2. Remember, it's just below the top dotted line and it comes up, it curves up and around, touches it, and then goes down towards the left, bottom solid line, and across. And then 4, watching me carefully. Remember, it's like a small uppercase L, like at half size. And then on this top dotted line, we go straight down. Can you write 24? Okay, have a look at how you've gone with your 24. Check that you've done it on the correct lines and that the sizing is right, is correct. Okay, I'm going to go on with the T and the H, watching me. Top dotted line down and off, crossing left to right, and then H. Your turn. 24th. Okay, so it's Tuesday the 24th of November, but first we have to put in our of. So watching me, I'm starting over on the right, I'm going to the left, down, curve that bottom a bit and then come back up. And as you can see, what I was talking about before, inside the A and inside the D, it's got that sort of shape, not a circle. Watching me for the F, just below the top dotted line, coming up, making a cane, Going down, touching the bottom solid line and then crossing it. Your turn. Okay, leaving a space. Now it's November. Gosh, and it's week 7. Only a few more weeks to go. Alright, so I'm going from the top dotted line down to the bottom solid line, taking it off, and then down, up. Could you write your capital N, please? Remember, it's down, off, down, up. Okay, watching me again now for the O. Still watching. V, make sure you curve the bottom a bit. Try not to make it too wide or too skinny. E, M, remember we have to branch. And then branch again. Novem, and then B with a branch. And then E, and R. Pardon me. Your turn. Sorry guys, it's the smell of the markers. Makes me sneeze. Okay, so now, sorry, let's move our board. Okay, I'm going to write in that comma, just like that. I'm going to leave a finger space. I'm going to write in 2020. Please watch me for 2020, especially for the shape of the 0. I'm even noticing in some of the books in my class that some people are making the top way too long and then they're making the bottom skinny. That doesn't look right. So watching me, 2 starts below that top dotted line, comes up and curves, goes down and across. Now watching for the 0, so starting over here, to the left, down, little curvy bottom, coming back up. Look at the shape of that. Okay. So the top is a bit wider than the bottom, but it's not massive. And then I'm going to do that again. So watching again. And there we go. Okay, your turn. Please pay extra attention to that 0. Great. Okay. So this week, we haven't said which letter we're dealing with yet. So the letter that we are learning how to write is the letter S. So last week we had Z, which goes one way, but S goes the other. The reason why we're doing Z followed by S is because it's something that your teachers notice that often people will get the direction of them confused. So sometimes people will write their Z's backwards or they'll write their S backwards. Okay, I'll just quickly show you here on the board what I mean. So for example, Z goes this way. So it starts on the left, goes to the right, and then it goes in. Okay, but S starts on the right and it goes to the left, to the right, to the left. Okay, so this one is left, right, right. But the S is right, left, right, left. Okay. If you have a look at the shapes of them as well, they're different shapes. Okay, the Z is very straight. The lines are very straight, whereas the lines in an S are very wavy and organic. They're curvy. Okay, so please remember that when you're writing your S's. It's curvy and it always starts over on the right and goes to the left. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with capital S. Capital S is tall. That is another thing we notice as teachers is sometimes people have trouble with capital S and little s because it's the same stroke. It looks the same, but they're different sizes. Really important. Okay, so just below that top dotted line, we're going to go up, curve around, curve at the bottom, come up a little and let go. Okay, so if you have a look, it starts just below the top dotted line and it finishes just above the bottom solid line. Okay, so the start and the beginning don't actually start or begin on a line. It starts just below a line and finishes just above a line. Okay, have a look at the shape of the S. It's almost like an 8. Okay, if I join that up, I'd have an 8. All right, so let's do this together. We're going to fill out our line of capital S. So when I leave my finger space, as you can see, okay, when I leave my finger space, I start over here with my pencil or my pen. Okay, I don't start here, otherwise I'm going to hit my finger. Okay, and just keep thinking about the shape of your S as you make them, because you want them all to look similar. You don't really want really wide ones and really skinny ones and really curvy ones, but then you've got ones that are a bit straight. Okay, you want to try and make them all look similar. And I'm not going to fit any more. Okay, look at our row of capital S. So remember, capital S is tall. It fits between those, all the lines that we use. So the top dotted and the 2 solid lines. Moving on to the next line. Lowercase s looks the same as capital S, but the difference is the size and the positioning, so where we put it. So we're going to start, well, you're going to watch me first, of course, but I'm going to start just below this top solid line. I'm going to come up, round, round, touch the bottom solid line, come up. Okay, so have a look, it's the same stroke, it's just smaller. Okay, and I must say that's a mistake that a lot of us make when we are writing words with an S in them. A lot of the time I will see students giving every word they write with an S a capital S. Sometimes I'll even have capitals in the middle of the word. Remember guys, we never ever have capitals in the middle of regular words that we use. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to leave a space. I'm going to make my next one. By the way, you can follow me. You can fill out your line. Around and around and around. Remember, it starts on the right, comes to the left, goes to the right, goes to the left. There we go. And I'm not going to fit any more after that. I can see that. I can see there's like not even a full finger space there. So that's not going to happen. All right. So we've got our row of lowercase s. Now it's time for the combination. So this is where you'll get a chance to see uppercase S next to lowercase s. Then you'll be able to see that one is taller than the other. So, watching me, capital S, just below that top dotted line, going round, going round. Okay, now watch for little s. Bottom, top solid line going around, coming off. Okay, so look at them, they're the same, they're just different sizes, different heights. Capital S is double the height. So this is little s. Capital S is not just one, the size of one little s, it's like the size of two of them on top of each other. So uppercase. Alrighty, so I'm going to leave a space. Okay, I'm going to make my capital S again. Make my lowercase s next to it. Excellent. So you can work along with me. Remember, if you need to do it a bit slower, that's okay. Focus hard though, okay? Get your eyes to focus and try and get your hand to move where you want it to. A part of getting your hand to move where you want it to is having good pencil grip and good posture and making sure your chair's tucked in. Like all of those things we tell you not because they're the rules, but because they actually help your body to work better when you're handwriting. And I've run out of room. That's okay. Our lovely row of the S combination. Alrighty guys. So we're getting ready now for our final row, our wordplay. I know we always enjoy wordplay. And it's great to be able to play around with words because then, you can become flexible. That means you can change almost any word you want. You can spell almost any word you want. You can read almost any word you want because they're all linked. They are all linked. Okay, so the word I'm going to write has a double S combination in there. And it begins with M. What's either going to be mass, miss, mess, or moss? Which one? It's going to be the word mess. Mess. I get you guys to write mess, and all of that fits between those two solid lines. Mess. I'm sure we're all familiar with what mess means, but if you're not, mess just means when things are out of place, when things are all over the place, when things are disorganised. And you can tell when something looks like it's in a mess because that's what you're seeing. You're seeing all these things that are not in the right places, and they're usually all piled together or clumped together. Mess. Okay, we're going to play with the word mess. I'm going to leave a finger space. I'm going to add a suffix, and the suffix is the letter Y. So mess won't become Messier because that doesn't work, but it will become mess. E. Me. E. Messy. Messy. Your turn to write messy. Messy is an adjective. It's used to describe how something looks. Like, what a messy room. Or this house is very messy. Or your hair's looking messy. Let's fix it up. Messy. As you can see, that Y is making an E sound. Remember, when you have a Y on the end of a word, it makes an E sound if the word has at least 2 syllables. Messy. That's 2. If the word only has 1 syllable and you've got a Y on the end of it, then it actually makes an I sound. Like the word sky, that's only 1 syllable. It has a Y on the end and it makes an I sound. Or fly, or my. But words like messy, funny, happy, they're all 2 syllable words and they've got a Y. So that Y will make an E sound. Okay, that was messy. Now we're going to, okay, we're going to take that Y off and we're going to put ear on the end. Like from, in last week's spelling list, we had heavier. Oh, that's the only one we had, sorry. Okay, well, we had heavier last week. So this week, we're going to use that IER. So I'm going to write mess. And I'm going to put a suffix on the end, ear. E-er. So the I says the E sound, and this, the ER, says Messier. Messier. Your turn to write that. Messier is one of those lovely comparative words. So you're comparing. So you're taking 2 things, or maybe more than 2 things, but usually 2, and you're saying that one of the things is a bigger mess than the other thing. Like, ooh, this work is messier than that work. This room is messier than the other rooms. Messier. It's a way of comparing. Messier. Okay, and we're going to have one more word, otherwise we'll run out of space. So this is another comparative word. So we're going to have mess again. Mess. Okay, but this time we're going to put est. E-est. Messiest. Messiest. You can write Messiest. So Messiest is a word. It's another comparative word, sorry. When you have more than 2 things. So you could have 3 things or 4 things or more. And you're saying which one is the biggest mess. The kitchen is messy, the bathroom is messier, but the living room is the messiest room in the house. Okay, messiest, the one that is of the greatest mess. Cool. Okay, if I zoom out, have a look at that, guys. Wow, pretty nice. Whoa. So as we do each week, get your finger out. You're going to go through, you're going to check that you have left finger spaces between each of your letters. or each of your words. Okay. Important. And I know it's not my thing, but I'm going to leave you with a riddle. One of my students told us this yesterday in class, and we were all absolutely perplexed. That means we were confused, but it was a really great riddle. And it has something to do with the letter that we're focusing on. So I'll try and tell it as best I can while you're checking. I am at my largest on the weekend. So on Saturday and Sunday, I'm at my biggest. On Monday and Friday, I don't exist. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I am at my smallest. What am I? That is a tricky one. So I'll say it one more time. On Saturday and Sunday, I am at my biggest. On Friday and Monday, I don't exist. Or in Friday and Monday, I don't exist. With Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I am at my smallest. What am I? So have a good think about that. Maybe you and your teacher might want to come up with some ideas. If you do want to find out the answer, then I would come and see Ritvika in 1R. She's the one who told that fabulous riddle that had us all stumped. Have a fantastic week, and you won't hear from me again, so have a wonderful holiday, guys. Keep working hard for your teachers until it's time for those holidays. Bye.